let's take this exact same chord progression, the 1, 5, 4, 2. And we're going to move into the key instead of A major, we're going to move into the key of A minor. And I'm going to use A minor as my center point. So that's going to be the 1 chord. That's where everything wants to come back to. In other words, the reason you call it the tonal center is because all the chords that you play other than that 1 chord ultimately want to resolve back to the 1 chord. That's just the way your ear wants it. You know, your ear's trained to want to go back and resolve to the 1 chord. So like if you're in the key of A minor like this, and you're moving out and playing different chords, this is where it wants to end up. Okay, you can go to this E, and go back to A. But ultimately you want to end up on A. That's what your ear wants to hear. So that's the tonal center. That's why it's called the tonic. The 1 chord of every scale is called the tonic. Now, what you want to do, or in this particular chord progression, it's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to hearing, because I'm going back and forth between the parallel major and parallel minor. So you can see the key signature has no sharps or flats, so that tells you it's either the key of C or A minor, C major or A minor. And because I'm ending up on the A minor chord, you're going to be in the key of A minor. But you'll notice that the E, I'm actually borrowing from the parallel major, because the 5 chord in A major is E major. So I'm grabbing that 5 chord from the parallel major. I'm also grabbing the 4 chord, which you expect to hear this. I'm actually grabbing the 4 chord from the major key, from A major, from its parallel major. The B minor really should be diminished, right? But I'm just making it minor, and it's functioning as the 2 chord, and therefore I'm grabbing it also from the A major scale. So the only difference between this chord progression and the one that we just had in A major is that it starts out with A minor instead of A major. And all the other chords come from the major key. So you can see I'm mixing and matching, going back and forth in parallel to parallel major and minor. This one sounds like this. And we're going to take those same chords, 1, 5, 4, and 2, and we're going to substitute again from your parallel major. So I'm in the key of A minor. Now instead of the E major chord, I'm going to make that chord, which is functioning as 5, minor. So those 2 chords come directly from your minor scale, A minor scale, the 1 chord and the 5 chord. Then the 4 chord you would expect D minor, but I'm going to make it major and grab it from the A parallel major. Same thing with the 2 chord, you would expect this, but I'm going to make it just minor instead of diminished. So you have the first 2 chords, the E, A minor and A minor, are directly from the A minor scale. Then your next 2 chords, the 4 and the 5, are going to be from that A major. Sounds like this. And you can see that last chord I actually made major. That's called a Picardy third. So when you actually, when you're in a minor key and then you land on its parallel, on the 1 chord, on its parallel major, it's called a Picardy third. So you'd expect this. But when you make it, use that Picardy third, you take this note, raise it a half step, and into that A minor. So it sounds like this. So that's just ending on that major chord, which comes from its parallel major.